this is Sophie Lawson and this is episode 11 of the So Free Art podcast, which is a little podcast about art and things. And I think this one's probably going to be the strangest one I've done yet. And I don't really know where it's going to go, but it's going to be about something that happened last night. It's not really related to art at all, I don't suppose, but it's to do with a light bulb on my ceiling which flashed on whilst I was staring at it. Firstly though, I wanted to say that I got my Surface Pro this week. Also picked up a Wacom Bamboo Feel, which is a stylus pen. So I've been playing around with that about an hour in Clip Studio Paint. And I was just messing about doing some little Sophie sketches, but I just wanted to say what it was initially like, and it's completely different actually to just using a regular tablet. It feels like a mix between doing a proper sketch on doing a regular sketch on a piece of paper, mixed with like using the tablet. So it's a very strange feeling, and like I say, I've only played around with it for an hour, and I was more really just throwing lines down really and just seeing what was happening. It was one of these weird things where I felt a little bit, I suppose, confused. Like it didn't feel as intuitive as what it felt like on the PC. Whereas I remember when I first started using the Intuos tablet that I've got on the PC, I remember that felt exactly the same way. It felt like alien, but I thought that going over to the Surface it would just be exactly the same, but be like on the screen. But it's actually completely different. So that was quite surprising. So I reckon it's gonna take a week or so to get used to that. But I really like it. I can already tell that it's going to be a lot better, because like you can sketch on the screen and push the buttons on the screen with your finger. And you can actually use your finger to like rotate the canvas and zoom in and out. If you tap two fingers, it also does like an undo. So whilst it felt a little bit alien, I could see how good it was going to be, and the Surface is actually pretty incredible. The one I got it's a Surface Pro 2, so it's quite old now, but it's got Windows 10 and 8 gigs of RAM, and it's actually quite fast. It's definitely faster than my PC. The screen felt a little bit cramped, so everything feels a bit squished. So on the PC, I normally kept all the menus open on the PC, and kept my canvas in the middle, but on the Surface, because the screen's smaller, what I'm going to do is arrange all my menus exactly the same as they are on the PC. But I'm going to start using the tab key to toggle them on and off, so then I can still have a nice big canvas when I'm sketching and drawing, but I can quickly bring the menus back when I need them. So it's going to require a little bit of getting a new workflow on the Surface, which I didn't anticipate that. I thought I would just jump straight across. But the actual pen is really nice. It's got this feel to it where the one I got, which is the Bamboo Stylus Feel, it's got these black nibs and they're very soft, and it feels like really spongy. So it feels like you're kind of sketching on paper. It definitely feels a lot nicer than working with the Intuos. But that doesn't mean the Intuos is bad. I really like the Intuos. It's just, this feels a lot more sort of organic. So that's quite exciting. So that's that. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this Surface Pro. But let's get into this really strange topic for this week, which is all about the light bulb on my ceiling. Now, every night before I go to bed, I always meditate, and I've got this YouTube video that I really like using. I'm actually going to play a little bit of it here because it's just 8 and a half hours of this really nice sounding. Well, I'll just play it and then you can hear it. And that goes on for like 8.5 hours, and I just find that really nice, and so that's what I've been meditating to lately. And I'll put links in the show notes to that and anything else I talk about on the show, which you'll be able to find at sofreeart.com. And if you wanted to search for it on YouTube, it's just called Peace Mantra Om Shanti Om 8 hours. And it's from Meditative Mind, but I'll put a link in the show notes. So last night I was meditating with that like I normally do, and for the last few months I've been meditating lying down, just because I've really enjoyed that. So I was meditating lying down, and normally I shut my eyes, but for some reason last night I thought I'm going to keep my eyes open and see what it feels like to meditate like that. So on my ceiling there's like a crack, I guess. I don't know if it's a crack or a mark, but it's on my ceiling quite close to the lampshade. And I've noticed it, the last few weeks I've noticed it. Every time I open my eyes after meditation, I'm normally focused on that point. So I have noticed it before. So last night I just started staring at that. And I must have been staring at it with that meditation tune playing in my earphones, and I was staring at it for must have been about 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, and I'd noticed that for the last minute or so I hadn't blinked my eyes at all. And what started happening was I started to see some strange things. So I have this little book at night time which I just write random things in. Again, just before I go to bed. I normally do it after meditation, and I wrote this after the meditation, so I might as well just read it. I called it The Light, and I wrote, I was meditating but decided to try something different. I kept my eyes open and stared at the ceiling, a little crack in the plaster. As I did, strange things started to happen. I feel like my eyes were open for a minute or so. First, it appeared as if the lampshade was flickering, out of position, like it was flashing between 2 points. And as I was seeing this stuff happening, I was constantly focused on this little crack. But it's like I could see all this stuff happening, on the edge of my vision. So I continue, and then I wrote, I saw a dot float around the edge of my vision, which I've seen before, and think it's something from the quantum realm. The little dots that I see, they remind me of white noise on the TV or something, but they're very strange. I've noticed those a lot. But anyway, I'll go back to this writing. I said, what happened next has still got tingly feelings in my body. What happened was the light bulb flashed on for about half a second and then went off. I mean, it was as if somebody had turned the switch on, lit the bulb up, and then turned it back off. And I got the shivers and felt confused, frightened, excited, surprised, intrigued, curious, on edge, strangely comforted that it sort of proves that this reality can be broken like a dream. So it starts to make me think that this reality is a dream, which is something I've been thinking more and more, but I can't explain what I saw, and I can't really explain, like I said, I can't really explain what I saw. It was just a very strange thing. Like I said, this podcast is going to be very crazy. So, there's no way that light bulb could have come on. Now, I did look online, and there is something whereby light bulbs can flash on and off or something. But that would be such a coincidence, and I truly believe there is no such thing as coincidence. I think everything happens for a reason. I wanted to share it because it was just such an insane experience. And I'm going to try it again tonight and see what happens. But I was just wondering whether maybe you could try it as well, just getting something to focus on. But maybe I was thinking if do it with a light bulb close by, and see if you as well can get the light bulb to flash on, because the feeling you get when it happens is just unbelievable. But maybe it's not going to happen if you want it to happen. I'm not sure. So I'm going to try again tonight and see what happens. But that's it for this week's podcast. You can find show notes at so3art.com. You can find me at sophielawson.com. I'm on Twitter at sophielawsonart, but I haven't been on there for a while. And also on YouTube at sophielawson.com/YouTube. And hopefully there will be a video going up this week. Hopefully it'll be about the Surface Pro actually. And I've also got this really cool little table thing that I sit and do my sketching on in bed. It's like a little lap table thing, but it's really, really amazing, and I realised that I can use that with the Surface Pro as well. So I'd like to do a video on that. This week's inspirational quote goes to W Rathbun, and it is, "We are only limited by what we cannot see, and to an open mind that does not exist." W Rathbun. Everything feels a bit squished,